From the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, this is your evening weather update.
We have a good bit more in the way of cloud cover on this Friday late afternoon heading into the early evening compared to the last few days. Here's a live look at the Arctic Air Skycam network. Plenty of clouds out there. You see a little bit of sunshine making it through, but clouds a lot thicker today, and there have actually been some showers and thunderstorms working into the area. Clouds and rain have helped temperatures down for the most part. We're into the low to mid 80s for most of us as we head into the late afternoon. 81 here as we head to the 5 o'clock hour at the time I'm recording this. In Lawrenceburg, 85 for Columbia, 83 in Hopewell as well as Florence, 80 in Russellville where there's been a bit more rain this afternoon, 84 in Decatur, 82 in Athens, 78 in Iuka as the showers and thunderstorms have shifted off to the west into those areas, 86 in Savannah, Tennessee. Satellite radar composite across the area this afternoon showing the showers and thunderstorms shifting up into the area from south to north, and we've seen an additional little band working through the region, so clouds are thick today. That's why we haven't had a whole lot of sunshine. That's why we haven't gotten too warm today either, and reasons to believe that we may see a few more showers, maybe a rumble of thunder as we head through the evening and the overnight hours as things shift gradually off to the northwest. But a lot of this will weaken and die out as we get deeper into the overnight with the loss of daytime heating. Just can't rule out a shower or two heading into the deeper overnight. Morning lows are in the upper 60s, maybe near 70 degrees for many of us with clouds hanging around. Headed into your Saturday, a little more sunshine, but Futurecast picking up on the idea that there may be a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, so we've put rain chances in for Saturday, but only around 20%. The vast majority of us staying dry, and with a little more sunshine by the afternoon, many of us likely to warm back up into the mid to upper 80s going into the afternoon. Turning mostly clear as we get into the evening as that deeper moisture shifts off to the west as high pressure gets into the region here. That will allow us to start warming up the next few days closer to the lower 90s as we get into early next week with the rain shifting off to the west. Labor Day looking just fine for now. Upper 80s, lower 90s here with partly cloudy skies. And then staying warm generally as we get into next week as we continue this southerly flow out of the Gulf of Mexico, but no real big weather systems coming in for the next several days. Mid to upper 80s for our Saturday, and then into the upper 80s and the lower 90s here going into the first half of next week. Keep in mind that when you see upper 80s here for southern middle Tennessee, it's likely into the lower 90s over northwest Alabama. A couple degrees warmer usually in the shoals than what we see in southern middle Tennessee. We're watching the tropics. We have several systems out there on the board. None of these headed toward the United States. These are all moving out to open sea now since the Dahlia is out of the way in post-tropical. Franklin is weakening. Have a couple other systems on the board, including Tropical Storm Jose and also Tropical Depression 12, and also Gert came back. We do have a disturbance coming off the coast of Africa that we're watching carefully, though. It's been flaring up. This has an increasing chance of development as it heads west-northwest next week. We'll have to watch that for down the road, but it's well more than 7 days away from any possible United States impact, and that's not a guarantee. So for at least the next 7 days, no direct tropical threats to the United States, but we'll watch it carefully for you. We're heading closer and closer to the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season that happens on September 10th. Maybe a few isolated showers or thunderstorm overnight, temperatures dropping out of the 80s into the 70s during the evening, and then the upper 60s to near 70 for your morning lows around daybreak. Maybe a shower or thunderstorm across the area on our Saturday, but most of us likely dry. Just can't rule out that chance. The chance of rain is only about 20%. Otherwise, partly sunny. Highs generally in the mid to upper 80s over southern middle Tennessee. More of the same over northwest Alabama. Maybe a stray thunderstorm or two. Highs generally in the low to mid 80s west of US 43. Mid 80s east of US 43. Partly sunny skies again. Chance of rain for our Saturday only at most about 20%. And then partly cloudy and dry for your Sunday and Labor Day on Monday. Highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, lower 90s over northwest Alabama. Everybody into the lower 90s as we head through next week. We might need to put back on some isolated rain chances going into Thursday, Friday, maybe even Wednesday. But for right now, a lot of question marks with whether that rain will get into our area. And even if it does, as of now, it looks very light and isolated. There's your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.